What is up, YouTube? So today I will be reacting to Story Booth. If you haven't heard Story Booth, it's like some channel that it's like real stories that people do, but they animate it for people to learn a lesson or whatever. So let's get right into it.
So this incident happened when I was in
High
school
school.
when I was a sophomore. My boyfriend at the time, which is my boyfriend still right now, had a weed brownie that he got from that morning from his cousin. And he freaked out because he saw the canine unit in front of the school and he thought that he was going to be caught. So I said, okay, let's take it. And I was foolish because I have never taken a weed brownie before. So I didn't know how they worked or how they affect you.
Kids, don't take a weed brownie.
So we took it, and I took a little less than half, and I felt fine at the moment. I thought it was an instant thing. So we walked to first period, and which was PE, and we were playing tennis when I started feeling a little woozy, and I was laughing at everything. And once first period ended, I went to the girls' locker room, and once I got in there, the whole room started going in circles. I started getting dizzy, and I felt like I was on a boat. And I told my friend, oh my God, I think the brownie hit. And she was like, really? And I'm like, yes. And I couldn't stand straight. I was freaking out. So I walked the second period and my mouth started getting so dry instantly as if there was sandpaper in my mouth. I sat down in my second period and again the whole room started going around and around and in slow motion. My teacher walked up to me in slow motion and he said, are you okay? And I said, no, can I please go to the nurse? I was just freaking out on the way. And once I got to the nurse, they sat me down and gave me ice cold water. And my arm just jerked and I accidentally threw the water on the floor and the nurses got mad and I started crying. And they asked me, what do you feel? Have you taken any medication? And me, being in not the right state of mind, said, I took a weed brownie this morning. So they freaked out and they called the vice principal in. And the vice principal was mad. She had a stern look on her face and I don't remember anything she told me to this day. But all I remember was holding her hand because I thought I was gonna fall off the 2-foot chair I was sitting on. I just remember seeing myself out of my body. Once my mom got there to pick me up, she didn't know what was going on. And when she found out, she was so mad. And on the way home, I was crying and sobbing, and still everything was going in slow motion. Me and my grandma at the time were in a fight, and once I got home, I just ran to her and hugged her and cried and said, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I'm sorry. And the whole day, I just felt the same way I did in the morning. Do I regret it? Yes, at school. But do I regret it? No, because if it wasn't for that brownie, I probably would have still not talked to my grandma, and that helped rekindle our relationship. So please don't do drugs, kids, especially at school, because you would have a really bad reaction like I did.
That's right, kids. Don't do that. Don't. Well, we'll come for you. No, just kidding. I won't. I don't know where you guys live. So we're gonna react to another one. So let's watch this one.
I gotta go.
Let's just say I'm not like normal people. The thing about me, I have no eyelashes or eyebrows. I don't have cancer or any sickness like that, but I do have a mental problem. It's called trichotillomania. Trichotillomania is a mental problem that people can get through stress or through birth. And basically what it does is it sends chemical reactions to your brain and tells the body to pull out hair from a certain part of the body. For me, it was my eyelashes and my eyebrows. A lot of people, kind of stare at me sometimes when I walk in a public place. I even hear them whispering. I hate it. I also hate it when friends ask me why I don't have them. Well, I explain it to them, They act like they understand, but I can tell they're weirded out. I guess it's just something that makes me unique. You know, something that makes me stand out from everyone else. But I know I'm never gonna be able to put on makeup and stuff and look like a diva. What sucks the most is that my parents try everything to help me stop, but nothing's working. I got microblading. Microblading is kind of like tattooing, only I think it's less painful, but it was more painful for me, because I don't have tattoos. I also have fake eyelashes that I can apply to my lids, but seeing how I have nothing there, it's really hard. I'm going to school, and hopefully I can pull off the look. I mean, I know people will like me because who I am inside, and I just hope my appearance doesn't affect that in any way. So, I guess I'm just the girl with no eyelashes or eyebrows. But that's okay. That's what makes me unique.
Aww.
Oh my god, we totally jumped off the cliff and swim all the way ashore because the dog chased us all the way to the end.
Let's see.
I didn't go to medical school to be a hero.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Story booth.
I had an older sister and a younger brother. Every time my sister or my brother did activities and I wanted to join in, I was always either too old or too young, because being a middle child can sometimes be like that. Although I loved my mom very much and I knew she cared about me, just at times I felt like she loved me a lot less than the other two. My parents divorced. My mother ended up meeting a new person who didn't like me, my brother, very much. If we didn't do what he wanted, he would hit us very hard. One time he hit me so hard that I got knocked out. He was like this for a few years. It got to the point where I had to actually end up calling the police on him. But the police believed him because apparently I'm a child and I was just doing childish and making excuses. It just sucks as a child sometimes when you're not believed because of your age. When I was at school, things weren't easy either. Because of what was going on at home, I had really low self-esteem and people would bully me for being scared and by myself. For an entire year, I had no friends at school. I used to sit by a tree by myself and eat my lunch. People would point and laugh at me and call me a loner and a loser. And I didn't know how to react to that. I just sat there and cried. So I didn't feel safe anywhere. When I went home, it was hell. When I went to school, it was hell. I felt like I had nothing. Nothing whatsoever. After time, the thing with my stepdad, I saw him about to hit my brother. I stepped in the way and told him, no, you can't do that. Although this got me into even more of a situation that I couldn't get out of. And he ended up hitting me really hard that day. But I'm just glad it wasn't my brother and it was me instead. He did apologize in the end for everything that he did, but shouldn't have happened, but still, it's an apology. Throughout my life, I'd just been kind of an outcast. Nobody really liked me. But I just kept trying, and I kept trying and pushing myself to be out there and be more confident. And to a point where somebody actually ended up approaching me and started talking to me. And this was the first proper friend I ever had. He introduced me to more people, and I ended up getting more and more friends and becoming, quote-unquote, a popular kid. And people actually started to like me, and I felt so much more confident about myself and happier. Things were starting to go well in my life. Stuff at home had been starting to get better. Been getting along better with my brother and my sister. My mum had been treating me more evenly and exactly the same as the others. I felt like I was part of the family again. I just kept staying strong in the inside, and I didn't let all this completely take me down. Although at times I felt so defenseless and worthless, I was able to push myself to a point where I was able to get myself out there and be myself. And where I am today is very confident, happy with myself, and I'm happy with who I am.
That's sad. Real sad.
Okay, time to fish. We will throw out our line and...
Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Go away, mammoths. We don't want drinking mammoths. We've been
been friends for about 3 years, and we decided to go to her cabin last summer. So it was a day where it was kind of groggy outside, it was rainy. My grandma decided to come in and she said, "Hey guys, look what I got." She had this really old doll,
Oh
which
God,
was
that's
made
so
of, and it
scary.
just gave the creepy feeling off of us. We
It was
asked her
animated.
where she got it,
That's
and she had gone
creepy.
to this weird kind of garage sale type thing, and she bought it off of someone for 60 cents, and the person said that they didn't want it anymore. She put the doll in bed and tucked it in and gave it a kiss and walked away. We then said
That
that
is
it looked
weird.
really creepy, and I guess it might have pissed the doll off because when her parents and her grandparents went out for bingo, the Wi-Fi went out instantly.
Bingo.
We decided to talk about funny things until the weirdest thing happened where we heard a little voice behind us. No, we heard a baby crying first. Yeah, a baby. From behind the door. And I was like, "Are there any babies living around here?" She said no. Then later on, we heard scratching from inside the room. Tiny hands, as if it was maybe a cat scratching at a door. A little freaked out, and then we decided to leave the house. And so we went on our bikes, and it got to the point where it was really, really cold, and we couldn't handle the cold, so we had to go back. Came back, opened the door, and we went to the bedroom. She had put a new bra that she got in a plastic bag on the middle of the bed. When we got back, it wasn't there. We looked around, we couldn't find it. I looked under the bed. The bra was out of the bag and under the middle of the bed. And then from behind us, we hear this low, demonic, yeah. We both looked back and we're like, "Did you hear that?" We opened the door and we went into the bedroom. The blanket was underneath its eyes, and we had put it completely over. So it got to the point we were really freaked out. So she went up to this tree, and it was a fake tree, and she said, "I hope nothing happens to this tree. I really love this tree." So my parents ended up coming back and we couldn't sleep that night. We were so scared, and so the next day we woke up, the leaves were all over the floor and they were scattered, which kind of freaked us out. That was the time that we realized that we pissed that doll off. And my grandma loves that doll. She talks to the doll, and to the point where brushes its hair, and to the point where we went in there, my grandma came in and she got really mad at us, and she closed the door on us and told us to never go in there again.
Oh God, that seems creepier. Oh God. I guess this could wrap up the video. If you guys want to see a part 2, like up this video, subscribe, and comment down below when you do if I can make a part 2. So, see you in the next video. Peace.